This morning, gray clouds hung low in the sky, as if covering the earth with a cold, gloomy blanket. Dew still faithfully clung to the leaves, and the wet rice field soil gave off a distinctive aroma mixed with the smell of fresh soil. Although the sun was reluctant to show its face, I knew that the task still awaited. With a container on my waist, I stepped into the rice field that had been a part of my life since childhood. Last night's rain made the ground slippery. Every step I took had to be careful not to fall. Throughout the journey, only the sound of the wind slipping through the rice leaves and the occasional chirping of birds could be heard, as if accompanying me. The snails, although small, are pests of rice plants that cannot be underestimated. They often hide between the stalks of rice, under stagnant water, my eyes watching closely like an eagle looking for prey, the hard shells being a sign of their presence. Every now and then I shivered because of the piercing cold of the water, but I continued my search. The clouds this morning were not a barrier, but a reminder that in life, hard work knows no weather or mood. The harvest of these snails, although perhaps only a little, is part of the hard work that I always do. Every snail that enters my container is a small success, proof that I have protected and cared for my rice plants. As long as we are willing to try, we will definitely achieve good results. It is a big harvest that I will feel later. The sky is still gray. A small drizzle begins to fall from the sky, but disappears again. I keep walking, bending my body to pick up every snail that I see in front of me. After a few days of being left dry, the rice fields that I had previously left dry without water were now irrigated again. With a big smile on my face, I opened the irrigation channel that allowed water to flow slowly, filling every corner of the rice field. In an instant, the dry soil turned into soft mud, creating a perfect habitat for the small creatures hidden in it. As the water deepened, the wonders of nature began to appear. The snails that had previously seemed to disappear from the surface, now emerged one by one from their hiding places. From behind the mud, the small shells began to move, as if welcoming the water that brought new life. Freshwater snails, known for their distinctive shells, appeared to move slowly among the mud, looking for food and starting to attack the young rice plants in my rice fields. These small animals, although pests for farmers, have an important role in the rice field ecosystem. They help maintain the balance of nature by decomposing organic matter, as well as being a food source for other animals, such as birds and fish that are starting to arrive. However, the presence of these snails also brings its own challenges for farmers, especially if their numbers are too many. Snail pests, known to damage young rice plants, became a major concern. I began to pay close attention to my rice fields. Several times I walked through the rice fields, observing whether the snails that appeared were the dangerous type. With simple tools such as buckets and nets, I began to collect snails that could potentially threaten my rice plants. That is the cycle of the rice fields and their inhabitants. When the water returns to inundate the land, then I and other farmers hunt snails for the growth of the rice plants that we plant. This is my morning ritual, a simple yet meaningful routine, looking for snails to keep my rice plants fertile. A small bag hangs on my waist, while my right hand picks up the snails I find. I often find rice leaves that should be fresh and green with holes or even eaten by golden snails. This morning, my steps feel lighter. The puddles in the rice fields are quite shallow, so I can clearly see the golden shells hidden in the mud. Carefully, I reach into the water, catch the snails one by one, and put them in a bucket, without feeling disgusted when touching their slippery bodies, but I know this is part of my job as a farmer. The small plants look stronger, as if thanking me for protecting them from the threat of pests. In my heart, I feel satisfied seeing my rice fields remain green and fertile. Every morning, I not only look for snails, but also reflect on how nature and humans depend on each other. I learned that caring for rice fields is not just about hoeing or planting seeds, but also protecting rice plants from pests.